Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Loki. This is Let's Cook. I hope you guys have seen the video trending, the GRA issue. Last week, Friday, the GRA issue came up and then it was all over the news. It got people talking. And then I'm here, we had to enter into the issue and then find out what was really the problem and then why was the customs division of the GRA in the news. So we had to make a quick deep dive, you understand? We had to understand the issue. And then I'm here to give you a breakdown of whatever was happening or whatever happened in the news. So Joy News and so many other news portals came out with the story. Let me just read the headlines for you. Customs intercept 12 trucks with cooking oil and spaghetti. Over 85 million in taxes at stake. So this is what happened. Stay with me. Let me take you through what the issue was about. So on 18th February 2026, that is like last week, Wednesday, on the usual routine inspection that the customs does in collaboration with GRA and so many other security institutions in the country. So usually they have borders, you understand? They have borders and they sometimes do barriers and then they check these things. You know, there are cargoes and then there are, how do I put it? There are so many shipments coming into the country and then some shipments come into Ghana, but then they are on transit. When I say they are on transit, it means that any packages or any goods that come into the country are not for the country. You understand? Let's say a country like Niger. It is a landlocked country. When I say a landlocked country, it means that they have no sea. Omunipo. You understand? So they have no sea where they can import stuff through the sea. You get it? So all they have to do is to do cargo, airlifting and stuff. And then these things are very expensive. The most cheapest movement of goods is by land and then by sea. That is the most cheapest. But if you are going by air, it means it's very difficult. And then it is not every cargo that can be carried through air. You understand? So it has to go by sea. So this is what happened. On that day, that is the 18th February, Customs Division, the GRA division or the GRA has a division in the Customs division, you understand? So whenever they are doing inspections or whenever you get to the border, they have a GRA team in there and then they have the Customs division too there and they have other institutions who have their representatives also there to inspect every part of the shipment. So the goods on that day, they intercepted 12 trucks carrying cooking oil, spaghetti, and tomato paste. So these are goods in transit. Like I explained, goods in transit to Niger. So they came into our country and then they were moving by land to Niger. So normally what the customs does is that whenever these goods come in and they are in transit on our lands, they do their normal inspections and all that, and then the way bill, those things, the normal customs routine. Part of the process is to put, whenever these things are on transit or these goods are on transit, they get one person who is from the customs division in the vehicle or who travels with them to make sure that the goods are not diverted. This is because whenever in the landlocked countries, we have these agreements with them where because they don't have sea and then they are moving their goods through our ports or they are moving their goods through our country, we take them taxes, all right, or there's a levy that are on the goods, but then these levies are reduced. You understand? So they don't pay the full taxes. So let's say if they're supposed to pay 20 Ghana cedis, we take them maybe 10 cedis or maybe 5 cedis or maybe 7 cedis or maybe 15 cedis. You understand? Anyway, anyhow, it is reduced, it is slashed. So they don't pay the full amount. So the goods were supposed to be in transit to Niger. But in some way, somehow, the goods were able to pass all necessary documentation and stuff. But then they were intercepted because it breached a very serious procedure. That is, the goods were supposed to be moved in addition with a customs person to make sure that the goods were not diverted into the country because we are not paying full tax. It means that if it comes into the country, it has to go straight to the other country, to Niger. So it has to be more like there's an escort. So if it is not escorted, maybe they might divert the goods into the Ghanaian market. And then if they do that, it means that they didn't pay the full amount. It means the country will lose in taxes. So they got to the Dawenya-Tema road. That is where customs persons intercepted the vehicle. That is 12 trucks. And then they had to inspect because they had breached one procedure. So upon the inspection, they saw that no, there were some discrepancies in the documentation of the vehicles and then the packages. So initial statements from the PR or the public relations unit of the finance committee revealed that the vehicles evaded taxes in 2.6 million Ghana cedis. And then further investigations also revealed that no, said 2.6 million Ghana cedis, no, it wasn't 2.6 million. It is now 85 million Ghana cedis. That is why it is a very worrying situation. 85 million Ghana cedis. Seka, immediacy infrastructure be hospitals be But then one person has decided to cut corners, to go through Kululu and things. So upon investigations again, it was realized that the vehicles were 18, they weren't 12. 18 vehicles, but then they were able to intercept 12 vehicles because those were the vehicles on the road. And then further investigations also revealed that 6 of the vehicles was allegedly diverted into the Ghanaian market. So it means that customs, maybe there were people in the customs division or customs that have helped business people to evade taxes. So these things, or this situation, our finance minister, that is the Kessel Atuforsen, had this issue. He said, no, as finance minister, this issue, they are not doing, because as a finance minister, you are trying to make sure the government or the country has enough money for so many projects we have in the country. So Atuforsen said, no, I have to go and check whatever was happening at, it was Akanu border. That is where this incident happened. So they sent the issue, or he went straight on Friday, that is 20th February 2026, to the border to check what was happening. So he got there and then he got there to see the situation for himself and then understand what was really happening, because the figures that was being mentioned was a huge one. So he had to go and see what was really happening. So he went there and then realized that, so this is what these people have been doing. So then he had to act. So he told them to organize a full comprehensive investigations into the issue and really understand and comprehend what the issue was about, because definitely there are people involved.
I am very disgusted about what happened yesterday, and very, very, very disappointed. I say this because, you see, if you have a country with such magnitude of development challenge, where unemployment is high, up to date, school children are studying under trees, where we struggle to fund free senior high school, where basic amenities, even at certain hospitals, are a challenge, and you see revenue leakage of such magnitude, you get disappointed. And it's coming from customs. I will say it as it is. What happened yesterday was nothing short of organized crime.
Definitely, because these things won't happen or can't happen just by mistakes. Because these things have to be very deliberate, because it passed their system checks and all that. You know, they had to do system check. Now, most of these things have gone digital. So if these things were able to pass digital checks and all that, it means there were some people who are being complicit, who are complicit in this case. So he had to order the Commissioner General of the GRA to probe into the issue and then to have a full-scale investigation to understand or to ascertain what the case was about or what really went into that hululu. So, fast forward, this issue came online and then there are so many reactions on social media because for time immemorial, for so many years, people have accused the customs office or customs division or the customs office of so many kululu and things, you understand? So even when Atta Mills, may his soul rest in peace, was in office, that he was the president of the country at that time, he visited the customs division and then he was even crying.
I'm really upset, and I think that I should let you know. I was waiting for the Anas video to be shown, and that confirmed the reports that I've been having all along. Officers of customs, you are Ghanaian citizens. You have to help us to build a better Ghana. But if this is the kind of behavior, this is the kind of attitude that you have, you are not helping us in any way.
The whole president was crying on TV. He was so shocked by the kind of corruption that was at the customs department. He was so shocked. So he even decided to implement some serious transformations, but then Fofi and Tuata, and then he had to go and rest. Meaning some oh, the man, as well, one of the very fine presidents we had in this country. That is Atta Mills. A very fine gentleman who had the country at heart. Na omine edana komaso. Say opese omine tumpon. But yesi wukra nkwanti minje. So he had to go and rest. So the fight continues. Personally, I was even thinking, say, oh, they've really been able to cut down on these things. But this case, actually, is no corruption. That's so costly. So that is what Kessel Atuforsen is trying to do. But then also, the deputy finance minister who got there before Atuforsen revealed that he has also instructed the Commissioner General to conclude the investigations within 1 week and make sure that they have the fine details of whatever happened, and then they should take serious measures. Because of this issue, Kessel Atuforsen has ordered GRA to, or has ordered that all cooking oils now wouldn't go through transit. They would now go through our ports. So they'll go through our ports where we have strict measures, strict provisions, and strict instruments to fight these things. So this is why the issue has been trending and has gathered so many commentaries on social media. And we are going to see if after 1 week they're able to provide investigations or provide full investigations into the issue. And then we are going to give you what is really happening in that space. So corruption is the anoding. And then let me read a comment from our very own Oliver Bakavomao. He's a very he's a counsel, and then he has been very loud on X. He says, customs that a whole president went there to cry on TV or on camera. You want to play plus them. Theirs is not corruption, no. They are the weapon fashioned against Ghana. So, like, the corruption inside customs, it be serious. You understand? And then I'm sure those are the places that we have to look into if we want to really have a very tight grip on our revenues in this country. So revenue mobilization. Hey, where na no dimpa? Revenue mobilization has been one of our serious issues we have in this country, a serious challenge, because so many people evade taxes and all that. And then taxes are what help the country grow. They are what we use in funding developmental projects in this country. So kudos to the team that intercepted the cargo. And then we are waiting to see how investigations are going to go. We are waiting to see what will be done to these people involved in this. And also, business people who also evade taxes, they are coming for you guys. So if you know you're a business owner, just be open to paying taxes, because they won't your taxes are because no one is used to. What you say? My name is Loki. This is Let's Cook, and then I brought you the GRA story. If you don't understand anything, if you enjoy, also leave your comments in the comment section. Let us interact in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. I'll say what? Voila.